I don't know if y'all really been, or if anyone's been following the big trial going on right now, but
Mm-hmm.
I know it doesn't have as many eyes as the last one with the cop that was involved in George Floyd's
Yeah.
thing. So
Mod. No. Wrong
yeah,
person.
so, yeah. So this one's been pretty. I don't know. There's been a lot of back and forth, and I think from watching the opening statements, from watching the trial progress, and watching the star witness's testimony, I think it was self defense. Like, I mean, I personally don't know what I would have done different in the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go for it, Peach.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I didn't really. I heard about it. Like, I remember it happening last year, but I didn't really hear too much about it. And then when you brought it up as a topic, we listened to some of like the prosecution defense opening statements, and this case is interesting in the fact that, okay, those protesters had a right to protest. These people who are armed had a right to defend their community. And honestly, like, a lot of the media that we watch, it felt like it was perpetrating a race issue when it really isn't a race issue. It's more so of like how did he react? He's a 17-year-old kid who's being approached by multiple people. Yes, he was armed, but he was a calm guy. They even said that he issued like medical help throughout that night. So how does a calm individual who's having a conversation with somebody, turn into this angry, active shooter that they're trying to paint him out to be? Like, personally, I really do feel like he was a 17-year-old kid. He was scared. From the videos I've seen him practice gun safety. His finger was never on the trigger. Like, I think that he was acting in self-defense just for what we see. You have people who, yeah, maybe he was under experienced, but he was trained really well. Like, even in his approaching other people, like, his finger is nowhere near that trigger. It wasn't like he was trying to look for a fight. He ran away several times trying to get away, and he was being pursued. It's just super unfortunate melting of events, but I don't think that he went out there with the idea of murdering somebody. He went out there with the idea of defending his community.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Like that's
Yeah, just to put it in a perspective. So far, the evidence that was posted was multiple witness testimony, FBI footage of it, and infrared, because the FBI lost the high definition footage they had, so they just had the low quality infrared, and they spliced it together with like cell phone footage and others, so you can kind of get a 360 view. So with all the footage and the testimony that was given, is Kyle was part of a group of people there to help. They ran into this group earlier in the night where there was a verbal alteration between Rosenbaum and the whole group, where it was said, or one witness testimony was that Rosenbaum said, "If I catch you out there later, I'll fucking kill you." So that was the Rich McGinnis's testimony. That's what he said, that Rosenbaum yelled at his group, not directed at any one person, but it was at the group.
Yeah.
Then later on, Kyle is shown saying, "Medic, medic, medic, does anyone need help? Does anyone need help?" Then they see a dumpster being pushed towards a gas station. They run over fire extinguishers, put it out. Then that's when the first confrontation starts, when Rosenbaum confronts them about putting out the fire. Kyle flees to some vehicles where Rosenbaum chases him, starts gaining up towards him, and while the whole time Kyle was yelling "friendly, friendly, friendly," Rosenbaum's last words were "fuck you," as then Kyle defended himself against him.
He lunged at him. Rosenbaum lunged at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard to tell exactly what he did, but he did. Yeah, whatever the way it was positioned, Kyle was defending himself in the situation. And then so they run down, or then Kyle flees from there, running down. That's where he is chased by others. He falls to the ground. He gets hit in the head with a skateboard, and then he gets kicked in the face, and then another guy approaches him. He gets shot in the chest. The other guy, who is the third victim, third person shot, puts his hands up. Then when he lowers his hands, Kyle lowers the gun, clears a jam. The guy pulls out a Glock and approaches Kyle with the gun out. Kyle shoots him in the arm, disarming him.
And the media is painting him out to be like such an emotional distress victim.
And then from there, Kyle stands up, runs to the police. It's all on camera of him coming up to the police, hands up, and he turns himself into the police right then and there.
No. He didn't turn himself in there. That was the last time I saw it.
Yeah, he did. He just wasn't arrested that night.
Yeah, he turned himself
that's right.
in, but he was not placed under arrest.
So I misunderstood the video that we watched earlier. It made it sound like what they said is that they didn't have video of him anymore after that, and then they put out a warrant for his arrest the next day, and he turned himself in. I didn't realize that he actually turned himself in. I know that he put his hands up and walked towards that cop car.
He approaches the police, talks to the police, tells them what happened, directs them to where it happened so they can go start looking at it. They inform him to go home, and they will be in contact with him. The next day, they put out the warrant, and he came in. So
okay.
I mean, he's followed every order. I mean, I think he's pretty much played the game properly on what you're supposed to do in that situation.
Like, no one else has pointed out that he was, acting maliciously except for one Navy dude. And even then, like...
Well, even the Navy's the guy who wasn't saying that he wasn't malicious, but he wouldn't have deemed Rosenbaum a threat. Well,
yeah.
Right.
There's a difference between a 17-year-old kid and a Marine veteran, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to remember, at the end of the day, this 17-year-old kid they're putting up for murder is still a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think too, like just like looking at footage of the trial, like he looks like a kid. If you want to talk about trial by media, to me, a lot of times media, when it comes to these cases, like to portray the defendant as like not remorseful, unemotional, but you can tell like when he was watching the survivor, like the one he shot at, his testimony, like he was emotional about it. You can tell like he wasn't crying, but tears were in his eyes. He was making notes, and like to me, this is a 17-year-old kid who was just trying to protect his community. He got put in a really terrible position, and he had to defend himself. And it's unfortunate, but this is what happened. So I'll be interested to see his testimony. Was it tomorrow?
Yeah.
I believe tomorrow or the day. He's coming up in the next few days. Now, I think it was Grosenberg. I don't remember the guy's name, but what they considered their star witness was the guy that had the Glock and he had shot. And on the stand, the guy admitted, yes, I was carrying illegally. My permit was lapsed. And then when they asked him, did you draw your gun and approach Kyle before he shot you? And he said, yes. So he admitted that he had his gun out and he was approaching Kyle when Kyle shot. Thus, in that situation, the rule of the law is if you believe somebody is a threat, you're supposed to retreat to a tactical defense, not approach and try to shoot them out on the street. So, I mean, I don't see how you can say he was trying to murder people.
Right.
Yeah, you just can't.
Well, because he put his hands up, he lowered the gun, and then he goes to reach for his weapon. Like that to me would tell me like, oh shit, my life's in jeopardy now.
Yeah, he's a liar. Yeah,
he's a liar. He ain't true.
He's gonna kill me. Yeah, he's gonna kill me. And then you put all the circumstantial evidence that surrounded the situation. So the witness was live tweeting the trial, which is highly illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was tweeting about the trial. Why he literally walked off the defendant's stand or the stand and starts tweeting about it. Highly illegal. Supposedly he told his roommate that his only regret was that he didn't kill Kyle when he had the chance.
Are you fucking
And-
kidding me?
Yeah, like this guy's is not doing. He doesn't look like he was a victim in any way. The way he is presenting himself,
Well,
and
Uh,
everything you see about this trial is how Kyle was a mass shooter, and this guy was gonna stop him.
not every bit of news. Like Norma was reading something earlier, and she had mentioned that the judge got word that one of the jury
Juror.
people, yeah,
He,
they
got-
made,
he made a off the cuff like joke about
Yeah,
Jacob
Black.
Black,
yeah,
and the judge was just like, no, this we have to have public confidence that this is a fair trial.
yeah.
That was
Mhm.
the first one. They've done another one since then. Like
Oh,
this
God.
judge is playing no
Mm.
games. He's following the like. He's the perfect judge for this situation.
Good, fucking good. ABC tried to give him shade because he was checking his phone while they were listening. While he was listening.
Opening statements.
Yeah.
We were like
So
angry.
they were playing. They were playing videos, and he could see. I would assume that he was seeing what they were playing.
I don't know.
I don't
but
even understand why
like
it's
you'd see
topic
him
of
like,
conversation.
yeah.
He's obviously very familiar with the court details. He's just checking his phone, or maybe there's a detail that somebody had texted him or something. Like, get over it, people. Like, you're focusing on
I
the
have
wrong
notes
thing
on
here.
my phone, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah. I have notes on my phone too.
Yeah. ABC really pissed us off today. We're just like, this is what we're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest thing, right? So the media on this trial, like I get why they're doing this trial, right?
Mhm.
Like we all understand that this is 100% political. This kid's innocent, but with all the tensions, people need to see that the rule of law is still effective. So even at this, even there, let's do the trial by the book, and we're good, right? If he's innocent, he's innocent. Like I can see the why you would do this trial, right?
Mhm.
But again, the media is not helping the situation. Like you don't have to pick a side. And they're clearly picking a side, which
Right.
then you're not the media then.
Well,
You're
it's
an
really-
opinion blog.
what was really interesting is that the ABC recap that we watched, they had a contributor that's like a lawyer that was examining like the prosecution defense's opening statements, and this reporter, she kept trying to get a rise out of this girl. Her name was Shanna Holt, and she was a lawyer, very well spoken, to the point, and she was just trying to get her to like make a comment about something that is politically and media worthy, I guess you could say, like really trying to push a certain agenda. And the contributor, like, she like sidestepped it, she didn't really acknowledge it. But to me, I'm just like, how can anybody have confidence in you as the media who's supposed to do this? This is the narrative that you're spinning either way, like regardless of what side or whatever. Like, we should listen to the facts, we should listen to the evidence, and then he gets tried by court, not trial by media.
Yeah. Shannon Lloyd. Fucking awesome.
Shannon Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
I think, but again, it just some of these things have ruined the media's credibility because I can say y'all trusted the mainstream media a little longer than I did, right? So, but now it's even like y'all losing faith in it. And it's not a bad thing if you want to report your side, right? If you want to put your opinion out there, that's totally fine. And I've said it before, like you had the Daily Wire, right? They say it in the name. When they say their name, they say conservative news outlet. It's fine. Nobody understand. You understand if you go there, you're going to get a conservative perspective, right? So why can't CNN label themselves what they truly are? Like they're a left-leaning opinion piece, which is fine. Nobody has an issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
But don't lie to us
Yeah.
because you're just telling us that you're
Amy Justin.
Sorry, you distracted me. But yeah, if you want credibility in these situations. You just got to be honest, and being honest about your bias is not an issue. I think they would have more viewers if they were honest about things.
I hope this kid gets a fair shake. I really do.
From watching the judge, I think he's already made up his mind, and I don't see it going much longer. But then again, you know, I hope Kyle sues the shit out of the city for doing this.
Mhm.
Oh, and so one little detail that really threw me off: the detective on this case, the one handling this case,
Yeah.
was on the force for 18 months. He's been a detective for 18 months before he handled this case.
Holy fuck.
The
Okay.
biggest case their police department has ever gotten, and they put their youngest detective on it, or they put their greenest detective on it.
Wow.
The
Damn.
the AD wouldn't even district attorney, DA, sorry. The
Yeah.
DA wouldn't even touch this. The assistant DA is the one handling this.
And it's one of the biggest cases.
Oh no.
This is the biggest case in their town's history.
Wow.
I think it's already been said, but like the biggest thing for me was listening to the prosecution talking to their witness and then calling him out as a liar. That is like,
To start with,
who are you trying to help here, bro?
when was that?
It was so when the prosecutors were first questioning the witness today, he said something about it was his gun. I don't remember the exact item, but they said, he said he dropped a gun. And he told the cops that night, "Oh, Kyle shot me even though I had dropped my gun." And go on and on. And so they pull out his police statement that he issued to the police, his official statement, and it says, "Kyle shot me after I dropped my gun." And then so they go, "This video right here, is that you holding your gun, pointing it at him before he shot?" And he goes, "Yes."
Oh
They're like,
yeah.
So you lied
Okay.
about your statement. And so
I
there
didn't
was,
see that part.
yeah, so there was multiple times where items like that came up that he might have changed some details, which
Silly.
are important details in the story
Mhm.
for some reason. You know, like, yeah, I was in an attack position with a gun drawn on the guy before he shot me, versus I dropped my gun and a guy randomly shot me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I heard that was upsetting is that, like, after his testimony, he tweeted certain things out, and he tweeted it with winky faces. So,
Mm.
like,
It feels gross.
but the problem is these guys. So that's the other side of this, right? These people on the other side of this trial believe that they're right. They believe that's how strongly they believe in the cause of that the government was fascist, and they were protesting and burning the city to protest fascism, and if you stood in their way, you were the bad guy. And when he pulled his gun and he was going to shoot Kyle, he thought in that moment that he was the good guy in that situation. I mean, but that's how they see the world. That's how they believe it. So this whole thing, he has a hero's mentality through his whole testimony, the whole everything.
Mm.
Like, yeah, I had my gun. I was going to shoot him. He was an active shooter. Like, that was the mentality that he had.
Crazy stuff, man.
You know what else is crazy?
AstroWorld, or volcanoes.
The volcanoes. They're fucking crazy, man.
Volcanoes.
They pop.
Well, that wraps up another great episode, and don't forget to join our amazing and supportive community on Discord.
In our Discord, you can find game nights, watch parties, food picks, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. What's not to love about that? We have a little something for everyone. Head over to our website, officialmillennials.com, and you'll find more info, especially our featured Gamer of the Week.
Speaking of something for everyone, we have a book club. We read a book almost every month and talk through it together. We also have a special perk for our subs to discuss other books in a series called Chapter 2.
Don't forget to swing by YouTube and drop us a follow at Official Millennials. You can also find us on Twitter at MillsOfficial. We appreciate all the support, and y'all have a good one.
This is an Official Millennials production.